This was a journey. Have you ever wanted to record space? I mean, there's plenty of recordings of space online, and plenty of people who launched balloons into space and had cameras attached to them, but have you ever wanted to do that yourself? To have a video of everything just 100,000 feet above your house, just casually sitting in your camera roll? The following unfortunate series of events will begin with me and my friends struggling to collect money and ends with 23 miles of backpacking to the top of a mountain in a cactus and sandstone-infested desert. Here's how this story went down. Unfortunately, a project like this takes a serious amount of planning, and that is what we did. Me and two of my friends researched everything. First thing we researched was it legal to launch this into space? We had to contact NORAD just to tell them, hey, we're launching a balloon, don't fly any planes into us. We needed money for cameras. Luckily, we had one given to us because she didn't need it anymore. But how would we make sure that these cameras didn't land in an unreachable spot? Well, we found a calculator that you just put numbers into, and it will tell you where your balloon is going to land. And we had a GPS attached that would send us its location every 5 minutes unless it stopped moving. We tied everything together. We filled the balloon with helium that was donated to us. Thank you so much for donating that. We twisted the end off, we weighed everything, and then, of course, checked if the cameras were on. We wrote our contact info on the box just in case if anybody found it, they would call us and we could sort it out. We checked if the battery was charging everything, and it was. We also checked if the GPS was sending data. And we launched it. I didn't get the let go on camera. We have to do it again. The cameras and the parachute landed on a hill about 10 miles away from the point on the calculator. We checked the cameras. They recorded only 40 minutes. A launch like this would take about 3 hours before the balloon would land. The battery stopped charging the cameras. We figured out how to solve this, and we decided to relaunch it. Helium ran out. So we had my friend's dad stand out there holding a balloon in the middle of a desert. He was standing out there for about an hour. We drove out, got some Walmart gas, and it was the only gas can that they had in this tiny little town. We went back, filled it up, but it didn't fill all the way. Also, the balloon almost blew away into the bushes, so that was terrifying. Oh, no. We covered the whole thing with tarp, and we shoved it in the back of my car. Now it was just me, my friend, and my dad. In the back of our car. I'm changing down again. We got multiple cans of Walmart helium, and we filled the balloon all the way up. I'm slamming on the brakes. The cans were 20% oxygen, which was just extra gas that had no reason to be there. The balloon was rising way slower than we thought it would, which gave wind a lot more time to push it farther and farther away from us. It landed on a mountain in Zion National Park. There was no other way to get up there than to hike through a canyon called Trail Canyon, which, by the way, didn't have a single trail. This thing. My dad called up his boss, who runs marathons like it's nothing. He ran up there and tripped and fell on a cactus. We thought of flying a helicopter up there, but there was nowhere to land. You're gazing at the view. The camera stopped moving about 2 weeks. weeks before we started hiking again.
And I swear I'm seeing double.
We managed to make it up halfway before the sun went down, and we had to find some place to camp. It was getting so steep, we held onto branches, and if those branches broke, we would have fallen and not stopped falling.
No one's gonna bring me down, no.
And then it was just flat the whole way.
No way, no how.
We hiked up a mountain, which was the wrong mountain, but my dad couldn't make it any farther. He gave me a walkie-talkie and we started talking back and forth between each other. So I was shimmying on the side of this mountain, trying to find the cameras. I was right on the dot and I could not find them. So I decided to record a video and I immediately saw it. Holy shit, it's right there. So I picked it up, figured out that my dad was hiking on the other side of the mountain, and I told him over the intercoms. I frickin' found it. Holy crap, it's right there.